Yo, what's good, y'all? We back with another video. And we're going to be talking about the hottest team in the NBA right now, even though they're just coming off a loss, off a back-to-back. And that team is the Boston Celtics, who are 9-1 in their last 10 games, playing winning basketball, playing the best basketball they've played all season. Their most recent victory came against the Philadelphia 76ers, who at one point they were up by almost 50 points on them, even though James Harden didn't play. Still impressive to go up against a team like that and almost go up by 50. That's how much good basketball they've been playing recently. They've been playing extremely well on both sides of the floor. And it's kind of funny because I remember the last video I made on this Celtics team, they were down bad. Like, I remember they choked the 25-point lead to the Knicks, lost off that RJ Barrett game winner, and then I made the video talking about the Celtics and how they need to make adjustments and all that stuff. And you know what? Hey, I don't know. What do I know? They didn't really make any real adjustments. They did make a couple trades during the deadline, but I remember saying the Celtics might need to consider making, a big move because they look like they didn't have really any chemistry. They weren't that good considering where they were a few years ago. And here we are in February, and the Celtics are 6th in the Eastern Conference, which is out of the play-in tournament, and in the playoffs, 4.5 games back of first place in the East, and what is a tight-knit group this season in the race for first place. It's probably the largest race I've seen, like group of teams fighting for that first spot in a conference in a while. Like, there's 6 teams, and all 6 of those teams have a shot to finish first. Will I say the Celtics will finish there? No, most likely not. Probably like the Bulls or the Heat, maybe the Bucks, but I don't see the Celtics finishing there. Maybe they could climb into the top 3 though. I could see that happening. But yeah, the Celtics are in that group, and you look at the stats for their 9-game winning streak. I'm not counting the game that they just lost. They've been averaging about 114 points per game. They were only allowing about 94 points a game, which is a whole 20-point difference right there. So that's pretty amazing to see, like, when you look at the stats, that they're basically blowing teams out, or they were blowing teams out during this 9-game winning streak. Now, they did lose to the Pistons, basically like a few hours ago. And, losing to the Pistons is never great because the Pistons are just a rebuilding team. They're not good. They do got some nice little young players, but they shouldn't be winning games like that. But I understand why they lost, playing off a back-to-back. I get it. But you look at the star duo, Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, they've been playing well. They've been playing really well. They've been able to coexist, but it's not only been those two guys. It's been guys like Robert Williams, who's been a big-time defensive shot blocker for them this season. Obviously, you got Marcus Smart in the picture, Al Horford doing his thing. They just picked up Daniel Tice, so we'll see some more rim protection for them, or not really rim protection, but a better backup big than what they had already or beforehand. And also, the Celtics are just finally healthy, like fully healthy for the first time all season. Granted, Marcus Smart just got hurt against the Sixers. For the most part, recently during this whole streak they were on, they've been healthy. And, they've been looking really solid. Now, am I going to say this is a title team? Probably not. They're not a title team. I'm not even going to say probably. I'm going to stay on my ground and say they're not a title team. Until proven otherwise, they're not a title team. But it is good to see that they're trending in the right direction, considering where they were going when the season was like in that, January, December area, because they were looking bad. Now, I did mention that they made some trades during the trade deadline. They picked up Derek White, who was a solid player in San Antonio. I like the pickup for them. I did say they picked up Daniel Tice, who was their backup big man literally like just a couple years ago. He's back on the roster replacing Enes Kanter, Freedom, whatever. Who was basically just a traffic cone on defense. He didn't play no defense. I love him on offense. I remember he was a Knick and he would get all those layups off rebounds, but not a defensive guy. And they needed a guy that can play at least some type of defense, and Daniel Tice can provide more than what Kanter would. Then you look at, basically, I sit here and I think about the Celtics team, and I gotta change, I'm not gonna change my whole perspective on this team, because there were the games that happened before a streak. Like, we can't ignore that this team was playing some pretty bad basketball for a good majority of the season up until like 2 weeks ago. So I'm not going to ignore that. But like I said, it is nice for them to improve. And in order for me to change how I see this team, they're going to need to do this for the rest of the season. They've been an elite defensive team recently, and I need to see that for the rest of the season because, you know, you got the 2-star wings. I still think they need a point guard. I'm not digging Marcus Smart as a point guard still, but, you know, they still need that third championship option to become a title contender. So I don't think them doing this for the rest of the season changes the result of their season. I still don't see them beating Miami or Milwaukee or Chicago or on their level. But they sure are a threat to beat any of those teams in a 7-game series because of the talent they have, and also if they continue this elite defensive play. Now, does Boston still need to consider breaking the duo of Tatum and Brown up if these early round exits continue? I'm going to say I don't know. I ain't going to say yes or no because they really need that third star to play with them. Kyrie Irving wasn't it. You know, Gordon Hayward wasn't it. So they need that third star for them to be a title contender, at least in the upcoming years, because teams are getting better. You know, look at them Cavs. The Cavs are better than the Celtics. And they don't got nobody that's on Tatum and Brown's level. Darius Garland probably the closest thing, and I like Garland, but he's not those guys. Not yet, at least. So they need to do some moves, but I do like the direction they're trending in. You know, so far the Boston Celtics probably the hottest team in the league. Maybe the Grizzlies, Celtics, Suns, those 3 hottest teams right now. And we shall see if they can continue that similar play after the break, because if they do, maybe we'll be seeing them in the top 3 in the Eastern Conference by the end of the season. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. Don't forget to check out my most recent videos. Also, you know what's funny is I was so close to dropping this video, or not dropping it, but like not making a video about this team because I was so close to making a video talking about the Knicks. I was so close after blowing that 28-point lead, but I'm going to save them for a different time. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.